Kingdom campfires, they burn so bright. God guides us with His holy light. Entrepreneurs with faith so bold, transforming the marketplace, co-creating kingdom gold.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to Kingdom Campfires podcast dedicated to marketplace wisdom and kingdom transformation. I'm your host, Michael Whitfield, and for the next few minutes, I want to invite you around a campfire style, authentic conversation as entrepreneurs and leaders just like you share their journey of seeking first the kingdom of God and co-laboring with Him in the marketplace. Kingdom Campfires is sponsored by Sprint Wins. Launch your personalized marketing assistant in just one day. While AI knows almost everything and can create content quickly, it can't do anything unless you know the right prompts and do them in the right order. That process of know and do is exactly what Sprint Wins does on autopilot. Imagine having your own marketing assistant that's specifically trained to ensure you have a quick wins with lead generation, client acquisition, and standing out in an oversaturated market and scaling growth and profit with ease. Custom trained AI assistants create 10 times more quality leads and accelerate profits on autopilot. And Sprint Wins shows you how to create and launch your custom assistant in one day. To transform your business with sprintwins.com, visit that link today. Today's guest is Mark Edington. Mark and his wife Lisa are co-owners of Daily Bread, an artisan bread bakery that prioritizes healthy, preservative-free products and exceptional customer service. He also has Fora Travel Advisor at Daring Adventure Travels, where he creates tailored travel experiences that make clients feel like VIPs while eliminating the stress of trip planning. Mark is passionate about providing quality and personalized service in both of his ventures. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with our first question. Mark Edington, welcome to the Kingdom Campfires podcast. My first question is, when did you first recognize God's hand in your business journey?
First of all, thanks for having me, Michael. And there's twofold here. I've got kind of two businesses. My wife and I started Daily Bread about 3 years ago, and then recently I've started Daring Adventure Travels, which is a travel company, and I advise travels all around the world and love doing that. So I'm going to kind of talk to both of these a little bit. For Daily Bread, honestly, it was the time spent alongside my wife, who's the true owner of the bakery. We were building something that we hoped could tear down walls and build bridges. And yes, I know it's just bread, but it's more than that. Any business that you have can help that in people, can bring, strangely, can bring healing to people through customer service, and we'll get into that later. But then Daring Adventure Travels, kind of the big thing for me recently is I've made it to advanced level in the company, Fora, in just 3 months. And so I'm working to get to the next level of pro by the end of this year. I got 9 months to do that, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's very cool. So, yeah, I've been watching your journey and in both of these businesses as we've known each other for several years now. And it's been really cool watching you and Lisa just really launch and grow in the bread business. And like you said, customer service is a key to bringing healing in people. So, can you share maybe a season of testing in your business that ultimately strengthened your faith?
Yeah, so in Daily Bread, kind of back to question one, working alongside my wife has been one of the greatest joys, just finding something that we could do together. But of course, it has its own challenges as well. We are both very opinionated people. And I think, in running a business, that comes with it, right? We're both opinionated. We want things a certain way. And it's always about things that we care about. And we really care about our bakery. And then with Daring Adventure Travels, starting something new is always a test in so many ways, right? Perseverance, patience, work ethic, especially when you have more than one business. And then I'm also a worship pastor, been a worship pastor for 25 years. So all of that together, juggling all those things, those can be tested for sure. And work ethic is a big thing. You got to get up and you got to schedule your day and do this here and this here and this here and make it all work.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, and so if you're looking at this journey that you've been on, and you think of like if you're talking to someone, if you're looking at this podcast and you're saying like, how can I encourage someone that's maybe on a similar journey? Maybe they're not starting a travel business, but maybe they're starting a coaching business or something else online. What do you believe are essential character traits for a kingdom entrepreneur?
That's a great question. Um, so you truly have to care about people, right? I mean, you truly have to care about them. And some people make that easier than than others. But customer service is about caring about all the people, and it has to be at the very heart of everything that we do. One of the things that I've loved about Daily Bread, and I believe it's going to happen with the travel business as well, is inviting people into our home that we serve. We don't have to do that. We serve them bread, and I work on people's travels, and then we invite them into our home and become more than just um, a business. We become friends. And so that's really helpful that people know that you genuinely care.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, you've got the whole thing of love God and love people, but really, I mean, relationship, as you're kind of indicating there, relationship is the key to the kingdom. It's very at
Yeah.
the heart of everything we should do. So if you're looking at your transition from, and as you mentioned a minute ago, you were worship pastor you've been doing that for years, decades now,
Yeah.
and really excellent at it. I know that firsthand because you lead us in worship every week at our local church here. Um, how has your definition of success transformed through your journey with God in business?
Oh, yeah. So at the beginning, um, you're just hopeful to sell enough bread. You're just hopeful to get enough overnight trips that you can start building some momentum. But now it's much more than that. Of course, we strive to sell more and more. But for me, success really comes when a customer, picks up their order and then they trust you enough to not just get the order, but stay a while and talk about life. And the same thing with the travel industry. People, um, their desires for what they go and see and experience really gets you into their life. It gives you a really open door into their life. And I think in every business, and I've noticed this firsthand in Daily Bread and Daring Adventure Travels, is in every conversation that you have, that door is open just a little bit more to get into their life. And that's what it's about. I mean, I want to help people. That's ultimately what I'm doing through worship ministry, through the bakery, through travel industry. I want to help people, and they're helping them in different ways. Getting healthy bread and finding a great memory for their lives, and so ultimately, it's getting them to trust you and to know that you've got their best interest at heart and you want to help them. And so, if you can get that trust, then that goes a really long way. So success at the beginning of the travel industry is, again, just getting many of those one-off overnight trips. But then, I've got a great example. I've got 3 trips with this person, and they haven't even gone on the first one yet. And that's because it's because of the trust that they've had in me and the experience they've had in me in customer service that they're like, okay, I really want to do this too. And I'm just not going to do it till 2027, but let's go ahead and start planning it. And so, yeah, it just goes a long way to let people know that you genuinely care about them and want the best for them.
Yeah, that's really good. And that's true in every area, whether we're talking business, ministry, everyday life. People want to know that you actually care, you're sincere. And that's really cool that you guys are able to translate that even in your online business where you're connecting with people from all over. So if you're looking at your business and you have two, obviously, the bread that you're doing, bread company you're doing with your wife and then this travel business that you're doing. And I've actually been able to experience both of those, so I know you're doing both of them with excellence. If you're looking at like a kingdom legacy, what kingdom legacy do you hope to build through your business?
Wow, legacy is a great word. I think of legacy in my family with my two girls and my grandson now, and that's a strong word. So for both my businesses, I truly hope that service provided becomes secondary to the service received. Does that make sense? Service provided, what we're providing a service in whatever business you have.
Mm,
But I hope that in the end, that it's the service that they receive, not just the product, but the way it's received. And so, in short, I hope that the love and care for what I do brings people back alongside the excellence of the product. The Bible talks about excellence. When the tabernacle was built, it talked about skilled workers. God specifically asked for skilled workers to build the tabernacle. And so it's really important that I take that word excellence. It's really first and foremost in everything that I do through worship ministry, bakery, travel industry, is I want to be excellent in everything that I do because God called us to be excellent. And so probably legacy and excellence together go together for me.
yeah, that's really good. That's really good. So if you're looking at, we got one more time for one more question. What's one kingdom principle that has completely transformed how you approach business?
I think I just got ahead of myself on that one, actually. That kingdom principle in my notes here is that excellence.
Yeah, that's
Even
good.
even Daniel in the lion's den, it says that he was excellent in spirit.
Hmm.
And when he was in the lion's den, you know, Christ was with him. And so I believe that Christ is with us whenever we are excellent in all that we do. And that's hard. That's not an easy thing to wake up in the morning and plan my day to do three different jobs and jobs that God has called me to. I think of them as more than jobs, more than careers, but a calling, all of them. And and so I have to do those with excellence. And when we do those with excellence, things happen, right? And they happen in God's timing. And that's where the patience comes in. That's where the perseverance comes in. But ultimately, I just strive to be excellent in all that I do. And sometimes I think, Lord, you want me to do one more thing? We were talking before the podcast started about a YouTube channel that I used to have, and He's called me to these various things throughout my journey with Him, and I just keep saying yes and see how long they last and see what He does through them. But I love what He's doing right now through the bakery. We are in the process of moving the bakery to a new area, and the travel industry is a little bit more fluid. It can go anywhere, anywhere you go. But I've loved every bit of it. It's been an amazing journey.
Yeah, that's really good. And so, no doubt, Mark, some of our listeners are interested in the bread, which
Mhm.
they can find that if they want to join you later this summer, maybe in around Nashville area, they could
Yeah,
probably get some of your bread. But they could also probably book a trip to the Nashville area if they wanted to visit you there
it's true.
and get some of that bread. So if they wanted to know more about really your travel business, but hey, why not come to Nashville and get the bread, right? So what's the best way that someone that wants to learn more about your business to get in contact with you?
So the travel industry is daring adventure travels, and that comes from a quote from Helen Keller that said, "Life is nothing but a daring adventure." And so Daring Adventure Travels, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Daring Adventure Travels. And then when you go there, there is a link to my profile, and you can find that there as well. And then yeah, just contact me through the profile. My email address is mark.edington@fora.travel. That's Fora.travel. And then my name, everybody gets this wrong, so I'm just going to say it. Edington has one D. So mark.edington@fora.travel. And then the bakery, yeah, if you're going to be in the Nashville area, we're going to be there around June. And that'll be at dailybreadbakes.com. So you can reach us there.
Awesome, awesome. I know they'll want to get some bread when they visit you in Nashville on that trip you book them. So we're going to
Yeah.
wrap up from here. Thanks to our guest, Mark Edington, for joining us and sharing your kingdom focused journey. You can learn more about that by visiting the links that he just shared. If you're a kingdom entrepreneur or leader that's focused on seeing his kingdom come in your business and in everyday life, I want to extend a special invite to join us as a guest here, visit kingdomcampfires.com and apply there. And one more time, if you want to learn the simplest path to generating a flood of quality leads on autopilot by creating and launching your own custom trained marketing assistant, visit sprintwins.com today. So that's a wrap for this campfire conversation. We'll see you next time.
Kingdom campfires, they burn so bright. God guides us with His holy light. Entrepreneurs with faith so bold, transforming the marketplace, co-creating kingdom gold. Fire, where shadows fade, by His grace He guides the way. Every heart on the mission field, together we shall see it built. A tapestry of faith and trades, where every thread is heaven made, sharing visions hand in hand. We light these fires across the land. Kingdom campfires, they burn so bright. God guides us with His holy